And welcome back. Hello and welcome back. You're still watching One on One, and as you know by now, my name is Titila Oyinso. We like to have interesting conversations with interesting people and get messages out there to the whole world about what great things are happening. And now I have two exciting gentlemen joining me on today's show. And we're going to be talking about the role of marketing when it comes to promoting stage plays. It's all about strategies, best practices, and it should be noted that marketing plays is a crucial role in the promotion of stage and theater and attracting audiences to theatrical performances. Now, with the rise of digital media and changing consumer behavior, effective marketing strategies have become essential for the success of stage productions. On One today, we will explore the significance of marketing in promoting stage plays, and we'll be highlighting various best practices that can help theater companies maximize their reach and engage with their target audience. Who's joining me to talk about this? We have Emmanuel Osai and Ayodeji Ajadi. Let me give you a little profile into who they are. Now, these are two very interesting gentlemen, and whenever people say they work in theater, it really it intrigues me. Now, let me just tell you who Emmanuel is. He's a marketing and communications professional with over 5 years experience in sales, marketing, and communications. He holds a BA in Biz Admin from Babcock University and a master's in marketing communications from Pan Atlantic University. When it comes to his expertise in driving revenue growth, yeah, he's done that through targeted marketing campaigns and strategic sales initiatives for various organizations in diverse sectors. In addition to his exceptional professional achievements, Emmanuel is multi-talented. He's a creative and he has a passion for the arts. Now, he's written and produced successful stage plays, demonstrating his innate ability to craft compelling stories. Now, it's all about resonating with the audiences when it comes to Emmanuel. Let me bring Emmanuel in first. How's it going, Emmanuel?
Yeah, it's going well. Good evening. Glad to
Good
be
evening.
here.
All right. Now, just hold on just a second while I introduce our second guest. We have Ayodeji Ajadi. Now, he is a creative with over 8 years' experience in playwriting, directing, theater production, and acting. And he's a graduate of economics from Babcock. Now, even though he's a graduate of economics, he accentuated his inherent creative abilities with theater education. Now, he got a scholarship to Del York Creative Academy to study theater production, where he trained in the art of production for theater by Hollywood thespian Robert Karimi. And now when it comes to sound production for film and TV, now he has a proficiency certificate from Ebony Life Creative Academy as well, and a script writing, art business, and entrepreneurship certificate from Terra Academy for the Arts. As you can hear from this profile, he is really in depth into this field. He's written, directed, produced 7 plays, amazing stuff, and over 100 playlets. And we're going to be talking all about that as well. I would like to welcome Ayodeji Ajadi. Welcome to
Good
the
evening.
show.
Good evening.
Emmanuel and Ayo, you guys are a pair. Your profile your profile is like, I don't know, it's like jammed in itself. Like I was just reading and reading and reading. It
Thank
shows that
you.
you have so much love for the arts and for theater. So
Of
I'm gonna
course.
let you both let us in on how you both got started in this field. Tell us the story without the pali, the real story.
Okay, I would start, then my partner, my communication director, will continue. So it started from Babcock University. We were 7 and we were so bored in school. And we realized that there is something about every one of us, which is art. We really wanted to show the world, what we've got. Then we started a group called Classic Word Concept, with 7 other people. And, we started from having 200 guests or audience. Before you know it, we moved from, a smaller, you know, theater to a bigger theater, and it's been great. We've tried to not limit ourselves to the walls of Babcock University even after graduation. And after some unsuccessful plays and successful ones, we are here today, with, we are going bigger, bigger and bigger. Thing.
All right, this is where you take over, Emmanuel. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. Good evening once again. So, just like EY has said, we actually started when we started. We're just about seven. It was myself, EY, and a couple of others. Basically, we just wanted to create a platform to showcase our talents at the time in school. We were not even looking at profit at the time. It was just fun. We just loved the art. We got involved in it for the passion of it. you know. But we have since grown with a membership capacity of over 100, and we've staged about 10 well received plays at theaters and events, to over 100,000 accumulated audiences. So we've metamorphosed into a company now. We're no longer just a drama group, and we're no longer restricted to Babcock University, because that was where all of this started from. We actually started in Babcock University. So it's no longer also just wanting to, showcase our talents. There's now a profit aspect to it. Yeah. Our approach to stage is very, very different and unique. You know, I always say when we are an innovative drama group, one of our major goals is to actually change people's perception about stage, because many people tend to still see stage as old school, but actually don't think it is. I just think many writers and directors are not being creative enough. There are so many things you can actually do on stage. You know,
Mm,
Currently, we're working on a project which has been slated to hold on the 12th of June 2023 at Trinidad University. It's titled Daughters of Olympic. It's actually one of our many well-received plays, and this will be the second time we'll be staging it. It's a play that basically sheds light on certain struggles women tend to face in society, and it's a powerful call to action. I don't want to give out the story. I'll just say it's a very interesting and educative play that everyone should see. People who have seen it before can actually testify to this.
mm. Now I can see a lot from your Instagram page. I'm on classic underscore world underscore creations here on Instagram for those that are listening instead of watching. Now, Daughters of Elempe, a stage play, it says here. Let me read from the page. It says, women have been told to lower their voice, crown, and essence for men. But shall we continue to bask in the euphoria of men's ego at the expense of women's ability to be anything they want to be? Now, this play has themes around women in politics, female genital mutilation, gender violence, and rape. Now, a powerful, powerful storyline there, powerful plot. Daughters of Elempe is what he was talking about. Now, this is coming up June 12th. That's in about 11 days, yes?
Yes, of course.
Now, I have to, I have to say, honestly, putting together a stage production these days seems like a huge feat. Um, Marketing it feels like an even bigger feat. Uh, I know you've been doing this for quite a while now, but let us in on some of the strategies that you've put in place, and how have you been able to market this place so far?
Okay, let me start as well, then Emmanuel would continue. You see, when we started in Babcock University, it was much of a struggle. We were trying to, let people, especially, younger generations, to see that stage play is beyond, what it used to be, where, people go from one location to another, dancing like beggars and all that. Like I said in my opening speech, we started with like 200 people in the hall, and, we were discouraged. But, you know, time after time, when we've seen our audience, the first time we did a play, people enjoyed it. Then we banged on those 200 people. Like, okay, if these 200 people that came for the show, can enjoy this way, that means we need to start banking on our current audience. So we started with banking on who would love us, those people that love us. Then we moved to social media marketing, because we believe in Babcock. We don't really need to do much since we've created our mark. People know our content. Like when we put up a banner, we don't need to do too much for them to know. But this is Lagos, where you are competing. There is competition, so we are banking more on social media marketing, which one of it is sponsored post. Currently, over 100,000 people have seen Daughters of a Lake-based flyer, and we were able to do that through the element of social media marketing by sponsored posts, people reposting, tagging people, and hashtag. That's what we are doing currently because we've not really made our mark, which is not enough for us in Lagos currently.
I have to ask, why do you think it's such a task to market theater? There are some forms of entertainment that are easier to market, even though social media is something that cuts across board. Why do you think it's so hard to get, as they say, buttocks on seats in the theaters these days?
I think is coming from the fact that theater is not well appreciated in Nigeria because it is seen as I've heard people say lazy people's job, dropouts job and all that. So many people have not come to see the impact of theater. So it's like me trying to force what you don't like on you. And I like the fact that when people get to experience theater, they like it more. I've seen people that will tell you, oh, I love film more than theater. But by the time they experience good theater, they, oh, I really love theater. People don't really love theater the way it should be. It should be. You might even say Lagos, people are still aware, but other states in Nigeria, theater is just like maybe something you do in church. That's how many people say it.
Okay, so can I jump in here? We have some comments coming through via YouTube and LinkedIn and Facebook. And one is from Ibuku Olaonikwekun. And you said now we're a company with some kind of question mark. So, from my experience, when you have a group of people in theater, it's called a company. So people accompany people to theater in theater. So theater companies are the ones that put together plays. So when I said a company, I didn't mean like a business or a corporate company. I meant a theater company. I'm not sure if I'm connecting with you, Ayo Emmanuel. Am I
Of
connecting?
course, yes, you
Yeah,
are.
you are. You are.
Okay, because the comment was a bit, like as if maybe there was some kind of error there. And it isn't an error because if you've been able to put together plays with over 2,000 audiences and, you've been able to structure this particular company in such a way that you can keep coming back with more displays of this particular play, that means that you've done quite well for yourselves. Can I ask how many times this particular play has been on stage?
Okay, so this would be the second time. The first time we staged the play was at Babcock University, and the turnout was massive. And that's one of the reasons we want to bring it to Lagos. Because we're really impressed with the turnout and how it was
Mm,
accepted.
mm, mm. Back in the day, when I say back in the day, I know I don't look very old, thank God. So I myself was in Theatre 15 for a brief time, which is called T15 for short, and that was in Unilag. And this was 2003, 2004. And I used to be around the water side, around engineering in Unilag, and we used to put together plays there all the time around the cold room. For those who are old enough to know, I don't know if cold room is still there. I don't know if they're still using it, but the way the place was structured was like there was a stage and a place for an audience to watch, and it was difficult then to market stage plays, but people still came. There wasn't social media then. There wasn't Facebook or access to mobile phones then, like there is now. But it still feels like it's the same struggle to get people to come to the theaters. What do you think it is about the mindset of uh, performers on stage as opposed to performers on screen? What is the difference between going to watch a Nollywood movie in the cinema and a performance in theater? Talk to us.
Okay,
Who's going to take that?
I will start, and I think Emmanuel, are you ready to have it?
Okay, yeah, I will speak after you.
Okay, so I see theater as point and kill. That's what I call it. It's either you are there or you are not there. For screen, it's the known fact that you can have as many retakes until you are there. But for theater, you've done your homework in rehearsals. You've everything you need to do. You need to know about that particular role. You've done it. So I see theater as more tedious because anything can happen on stage and you have to make sure the show continues. It's not like theater film where you have to say, oh, I need to clean my makeup, I need to retake that line. It is point and kill. It is more tedious to do. And when you see a good thespian, a good actor on stage, you cannot compare to someone who has no basic knowledge of theater. I see theater as a learning ground for many actors that if you really want to go far in acting, you should have basic theater knowledge because those knowledge transcend when you are now doing film. You could see the likes of Auntie Joke Silva, the way they interpret roles is different because they are coming from a very strong background. So it is more. And I really wish one day people really appreciate theater for what it is. It is not a child's play. So, Emmanuel.
Mm,
Okay, so about perception, I think the issue a lot of people seem to have with stage is many people still see stage as old school. They still see it as there was a way stage was being done back in the days, and I think a lot of people still have that perception. They are not really aware of the fact that there are so many things you can actually do on stage, and that's one thing about us. We are very creative and innovative when it comes to stage. We don't do plays the regular way that people are used to, and we are really working on. We've been able to an extent successfully change the minds of certain of students in Babcock University. Now we don't even need, we're talking about marketing in Babcock. We don't usually need to do too much to get people to come and watch us because they're always looking forward to what we're bringing next because of the perception that has been formed as a result of our content. So I just think it's people still have that perception, you know, and until that perception changes, they will always continue to see stage that way.
mm, mm. Okay, so I know that you've added quite a lot of effort. You've put quite a lot of effort into this and into marketing this with all the social media and of course the banners, the posters are really striking. I can see you've done
Thank
a lot
you.
of work with makeup as well, and I think it's extremely impressive. Thank you so much for sharing this with us. I want to talk a little bit about traditional media, though, print media, radio, television. Do you think it's a more effective strategy to integrate maybe traditional marketing channels? Have you thought about doing that, or have you already done that in the past? And has it been effective?
Okay.
Yeah, there's always a place for traditional marketing, even with digitalization. Traditional marketing is still needed, to be honest, when it comes to stage. And there are several traditional marketing strategies that really help. One of them is word of mouth. As simple and funny as it sounds, it really goes a long way in driving sales of tickets if it's done the right way. Printing posters and banners, having them placed in strategic locations is also very key. Putting your ads on strategically situated billboards is also a traditional market strategy that still works. So it's not something that should be, cancelled because of digitalization. It's still, it's what I would just say is, if you want to engage in any form of traditional marketing, you should just know who your target audience is first, right? The moment you're able to discover that, you will be able to, successfully implement a traditional strategy that works for that audience. So I think it's something that is still needed, basically. It's still
Mm,
needed, especially when it comes to stage.
okay. So how many are you expecting tentatively at Unilag? How many people are you expecting to come?
4,000.
4,000 expected.
4,000. 4,000. I'm not sure the capacity of the main auditorium at Unilag. What's the capacity?
It's
So the
2,000.
capacity is, okay,
We have two
2,000.
shows.
Oh, two shows.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
2,000, yeah.
Fantastic. Because I was about to say, have they built a new auditorium? because 4,000 is quite heavy. But I feel like it's going to be a great one. Let's talk a bit about the actors though, and achieving the discipline in this industry that it takes to perform such stagecraft now. So as you said earlier, with movies, there is that opportunity to have a take two or a take three,
Yeah.
but with stage, you have to really be disciplined. And I can see that the cast I'm seeing here are quite young. They don't look as well from the ladies. They look quite young. They look, like they put in a lot of hard work. But what did you have to do to achieve such discipline to make sure that these plays come out top notch?
So it started from, when I started also, I said we were like group of people with common interest. For actors in Babcock University, none of them is studying theater. My lead actor is studying Bauke. The second lead is studying in social work. It's coming from a place of, hunger for creativity. People coming from different homes where you are told, what theater is nothing. It's either you become a doctor, normal, African situation where many children have to, experience. So it's coming from a place of hunger. Then when you have people who you are both, in for almost the same thing, it's like we are almost on the same page every time. So the actors are so committed to the extent of letting go of their hair. You know how hair is so important to ladies. Then for this particular character, the lead, all of them are on, on skin. And I think that can also tell how far these people can go to, become who they really want to be. Then we don't joke with some, checks and balances, some disciplinary, measures that we need to do to make sure, people do what they have to do. They may be young, I'm not going to lie to you, they are very young, but the commitment cannot be compared to even some of the big people in the industry. So it's like a kind of burning desire for them. Then there's a platform for you to, experience, to explore that your inherent ability. So it's just like
Mm.
bread and butter for both the, administrative part of this company and the, creative part. So there's this synergy because we are all for a common goal.
Okay, so let's talk about feed and engagement so far, based on all the strategies you put in place to market this particular event and probably events in the past. How is someone watching, maybe thinking of doing this sort of feat as well? How can they leverage on feedback and engagement when it comes to marketing strategy for future plays?
Emmanuel.
Emmanuel, can you hear us? It's all yours.
Yeah, I lost you at some point.
Oh, okay. All right then. Apologies. I was talking about strategy, especially with regards engagement and audience feedback, because in the
Okay.
end, you mentioned just now that these ladies are so committed that they even shaved their hair. That's how committed they
Yeah.
are, you know, and the image, the makeup is definitely already giving you some feedback. You're probably already hearing things. What are you hearing out there? And how can you leverage on that feedback when it comes to marketing this particular event?
Okay, so far the feedback has been, has been positive. People are now beginning to see us as, people who are actually very serious. I we haven't gotten any negative feedback so far, and we've also people have also made certain suggestions on how we can be better, because they now see us as a very serious team, and we are considering some of the things that they are saying. We are considering some of the things they are saying, and one of them, for instance, is influencer marketing. That's another strategy that doesn't fail if you do it right. Putting a popular face on a poster, actually goes a long way in attracting people who may like that particular celebrity. So there are people who have suggested that we try to work with very popular people in Nollywood, and people who are also popular online to sell out our shows and all of that. And it's something that we have we're looking at, we're considering. So subsequently, you're going to find popular faces in our productions.
I think for me, sorry, I need to add something to that. This is just us, not waiting for until the ground is wet enough for us to start something. This is just us doing what we need to do to get to where we really need to be. So we are not really waiting until we have all the resources, all the money to do what we need to do.
Well said. Well said. I have to appreciate you both for taking our time to talk to us today. And I think a lot of people have learned a thing or two about how much work has to go into putting together stage productions and, of course, marketing it after the fact. Now, at some point, after you've got the scripting right, you've got the blockings right, you've planned, you've printed the tickets, you've done the flyers, you have to push the word out there. And I think even conversations like this are important for that. I have to say thank you to you. Once again, it's on June the 12th. Yes, June the 12th. Any other information you would like to put out there?
Okay, we are open to partnership, we are open to collaboration, we are open to sponsorship, and if you like to be, to enhance this production anyway, we are open. We are not so, box up with our own people, our own ideas, and we're open to suggestions. So if there's anything you feel we should, do, we should add to this, or any way you want us to do this better, we really, we love you to be part of the production, and we are expecting you to see what we've got.
Yeah, and I also want to add that we're not limited by location. Like I said, we emanated from Babcock University, but now we're doing this in Lagos. So, if anyone wants to partner with us from any part of Nigeria or any part of the world, it's possible. We're very much open to that.
All right, as you should, as you should. I'm really interested myself, and something I will say, I'm really impressed with the amount of effort you've put in so far, and I think this is just the first of many great productions. And as long as you guys keep your heads together and keep pushing, this industry is definitely going to have a major comeback because of gentlemen like you. It's
Thank you.
Daughters of Elempe. The stage play is coming up on June the 12th at the Unilag main auditorium. And it's going to be at 2 p.m. and 5 p.m., right? 2 p.m. and 5 p.m. Am I right?
Yes, yes.
Yes, that's
All
right.
right. Okay. Four women, one crown, one legacy. And we've had the very interesting Emmanuel Osai and very, very interesting Ayodeji Ajadi here, the writer of the play. Thank you so much for joining me on One on One. Please,
Thank you for having
let's
us.
let's see if we can have more conversations like this with your next and upcoming productions. I'm always interested in supporting this particular industry because this is where I started. This was how I started my journey into media. And I'm not sure if you know Campus Queen, Tunde Kelani's Campus Queen.
Yes, I'm
Did you
aware of
ever
that. I
watch
know
Yeah,
that.
that?
I remember
All
Yes,
the
right,
yes.
conversation.
you remember Campus Queen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yes. So yeah, I was part of that production. Let me just leave it like that. Let me just tell you I was part of that production. Yes, when One Day Cole was still, well, he performed the soundtrack of that particular song, and he was also on stage as well. And the joy of performing it at the Unilag Auditorium then, I pray that you guys have even more joy and even
Amen.
larger
Amen.
productions with the
Amen.
same love and
Amen.
energy when you put this together. Please make sure you send me a ticket. Find a way to
Of
get one
course.
to me. And yeah, I would love to be there.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
We
so
look forward to
much.
having you.
All right, then. Thank you so much for joining me. I have to wrap it up now, I'm afraid. Have a great day, guys. Have a great day.
And you
You have
too.
a great night too. Bye.
Bye bye.
All right, so there you have it. Marketing and promoting stage plays is not a walk in the park. There's a lot that goes into it, and these gentlemen have put so much effort into making sure that they do it well. They put together an amazing plot, an amazing story, and they have some great artists, actors that are going to put on stage on June the 12th at the Unilag Auditorium. It's a pleasure to have conversations like this because I just feel like there are not enough of them happening anymore. Well, if you would like to be on one of these days, all you have to do is send me an email. And it's very simple: Dynamite Podcast Network at gmail.com. Dynamite Podcast Network at gmail.com. Don't forget to subscribe, click the bell so that you can get notifications when I go live next. Trust me, it might be sooner than you think. All right, then, guys, have a good evening. Bye.